neither man nor fae.
Hi and welcome everyone. Today I'm excited to share with you my list of what I think are the top 5 best fantasy TV shows out there. Fantasy entertainment has always fascinated me, allowing us to escape into magical worlds and adventures beyond our own. From dragons and magic to heroes and villains, fantasy series are hugely popular because they spark our imagination. So without further ado, let me take you into some of the most incredible realms that have been brought to life on our screens.
Always found.
Number 5. The Gryphon. The Gryphon is a 2023 new Prime Video series from Germany. It's an unapologetic fantasy series that leans into this genre in a wonderful way. It's also based on the international best-selling novel by German fantasy author Wolfgang Holbein. The season only has 6 episodes, so obviously that isn't much time to really get immersed into this brand new world. The series is set in 1994 Germany and centers on a teenage boy named Mark, who, on his 16th birthday, learns of his family's connection to an alternate world where a power-hungry monster, the titular Gryphon, exists. The world is known as the Black Tower, and Mark is introduced to this parallel dimension by his older brother Thomas, who tells him about the beast that lives there and the threat it poses to humanity. For some reason, the male members of Mark's family have been tasked with stopping this powerful brute, but the confused young teen is reluctant to pick up the baton, not only because he is afraid to hop between dimensions, but because he has a part-time job to go to and the remainder of his school year to complete. There's also a girl that he likes, and spending time with her is far preferable to venturing into a place that holds all kinds of potential dangers. But when Thomas goes missing, Mark realizes his brother may be trapped in this other world. At this point, he throws off all of his other responsibilities and ventures into this fantastical place. Does he find his brother? And more importantly, does he defeat the beast that wants access to our dimension? Number 4. Twisted Metal. Twisted Metal is an American post-apocalyptic action comedy television series developed by Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, and Michael Jonathan Smith. Based on the vehicular combat video game franchise of the same name published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The series stars Anthony Mackie, Stephanie Beatriz, Samoa Joe, Will Arnett, and Thomas Hayden Church. From The Last of Us to Arcane, recent TV video game adaptations have been brilliant, but you wouldn't exactly call them laugh riots. You might have fun playing the games themselves, but the shows either lean into or create drama to make sure you know how serious the source material is. Peacock's Twisted Metal is having none of that. This is a show for folks who want fast cars, a colorful cast of characters, and zany adventures, all served with the game series' trademark dark sense of humor. Twisted Metal about a motor-mouthed outsider, offered a chance at a better life, but only if he can successfully deliver a mysterious package across a post-apocalyptic wasteland. With the help of a badass axe-wielding car thief, he'll face savage marauders driving vehicles of destruction, and other dangers of the open road, including a deranged clown who drives an all-too-familiar ice cream truck. Number 3. Carnival Row. Carnival Row is an American fantasy television series created by Renee Echevarria and Travis Basham, based on Basham's unproduced film spec script, A Killing on Carnival Row. The series stars Orlando Bloom, Cara Delevingne, Simon McBurney, Tamsin Merchant, David Giossi, Andrew Gower, Carla Crome, Artie Fruscian, Indira Varma, and Jared Harris. In a fantasy world, where humans and creatures clash, Season 2 of Carnival Row picks up with former Inspector Rycroft Philostrate aka Philo, investigating a series of gruesome murders, stoking social tension. Vignette Stonemoss, and the Black Raven plot payback for the unjust oppression inflicted by the Burg's human leaders, Jonah Breakspear and Sophie Longerbane. Tourmaline inherits supernatural powers that threaten her fate and the future of the Row. And, after escaping the Burg, and her vengeful brother Ezra, Imogen Spernrose, and her partner Agrias Astraean encounter a radical new society which upends their plans. With humans and Fae folk divided, and freedom on the line, each hero will face impossible dilemmas and soul-defining tests in the epic conclusion of Carnival Row. Carnival Row is one of those rare series that delivers a satisfying finale. It doesn't come across as rushed, and the thought the writers and producers put into the narrative elevates the final product. Season 1 was good, Season 2 is spectacular. There's drama, compelling character arcs, unexpected twists in the narrative, and heartbreaking deaths. It tells a gripping and relevant story, and each episode is well-crafted visual art. So, if you haven't seen this series yet, make sure you don't miss it. The Witcher, Season 3. The Witcher is a 2019 show based on a series of fantasy novels by Andrzej Sapkowski and various video games of the same name. Get ready for an epic return as The Witcher makes its comeback to Netflix, starring Henry Cavill as the rugged Geralt of Rivia. This hit series follows the intertwined destinies of three individuals in the vast and treacherous world of the continent. Humans, elves, witchers, gnomes, and monsters all compete for survival in a complex landscape where the line between good and evil is often blurred. With its intricate plot, unforgettable characters, and stunning visuals, The Witcher was one of Netflix's most popular shows of 2019. The series received a Season 3 renewal before the second installment hit Netflix. Season 2 followed Geralt of Rivia, who, convinced that Yennefer died at the gruesome Battle of Sodden, seeks to bring Princess Cirilla to the safest place he knows, his childhood home of Kaer Morhen. While the continent's kings, elves, humans and demons strive for supremacy outside its walls, Geralt must protect the girl from something far more dangerous, the mysterious power she possesses inside.
The dangers we've seen, I understand real fear.
And finally, number 1. Good Omens, Season 2. Good Omens is a British fantasy comedy series created by Neil Gaiman, based on his and Terry Pratchett's 1990 novel of the same name. Michael Sheen and David Tennant led a large ensemble cast that also includes John Hamm, Miranda Richardson, Michael McKean, Derek Jacobi, Brian Cox, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Frances McDormand as the voice of God, who narrates the series. Season 1 ends with them meeting in their own unique, affectionate middle. Season 2 has no alternative except to examine the nuances and limits of such a pairing. Even when they've accepted they operate best in shades of gray, Season 2's Aziraphale and Crowley remain as divided as when they first met. Optimism is too deeply baked into Aziraphale's DNA for him to forsake heaven. He questions his faith enough to go against God's will, when he finds it unjust, but this actual angel of heart and being clings to hope. How could he not jump at the chance to correct heaven's mistakes and make the world a better place? His desire to help is so guilelessly determined, he sees only the good he could do. If part of him does realize he's selling his soul, he rationalizes the self-sacrificial loss is worth it. Crowley, meanwhile, is woefully relatable cynicism amplified by the power of the sun. He fancies himself a realist, and his rejection of heaven and hell's bureaucracies makes him more objective than Aziraphale in some ways. But that antagonistic bias still prevents him from existing in a space of true neutrality. Sure, he protects humans because he has a notorious soft spot, but in the end, he can take or leave their presence. If Crowley has a higher purpose these days, it's to protect the angel. Aziraphale wants to better the entire universe. Crowley's world is much more contained, because his world is Aziraphale. When both parties want things that are too opposing, even the most complementary magnets can't help but repel. As agonizing as it is, nothing makes for a more organic story. If you have already seen Sandman or Lucifer, and you like them, definitely you like this one.
No, certainly not. He's in trouble.
Actually going on.
Thank you so much for joining me to explore my top picks for the best fantasy television shows. I hope sharing my list and the clips from each series gave you some new options to check out, or inspired you to revisit old favorites. Fantastical worlds and larger-than-life storytelling will never cease to captivate audiences. These 5 shows in particular really transported me to magical new realms and left me wanting more adventures. Please leave a comment letting me know if you agreed or disagreed with my rankings. I'd love to hear what your top fantasy shows are and why you love them. Just be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any future video summaries and recommendations. And see you until the next video.
You think a pix did this?
Who else?